In the name of God, the merciful, the benevolent. We bring you today this episode, which is all about the Arabic language. This is about the so-called miracle of the founder learning the Arabic language in one night. The Ahmadis say of the founder of their community that his knowledge of the Arabic language was very weak in the beginning, but God called on him, and God taught him 40,000 roots in one night, in very short order. All of this has no basis. This is perhaps among the greatest of the counterfeits and the biggest of their lies, not just for this community, but in history. Is there such a thing as 40,000 original roots in Arabic, or in any language? The Arabic language does not have 6,000 or 7,000 roots, and only uses 2,000 of them. Do you know what is meant by a root? It means, for example, aql, aql, akul, akul, yaql, kul. All of these could be turned into 20, even 100 words, but each and every one of them is from one root. So how many roots are in the Arabic language? About 2,000 are known to be used. So how can one say, I learned 40,000 roots? Or how can the Ahmadis discuss him learning 40,000 roots? What it says exactly we will come to now. Regarding learning the Arabic language in one night, this is not among the sayings of the founder. He never said it. This is ample proof that it is not true, for if it were true, if God had called on him to learn the Arabic language in one night, he would have written about it 1,000 times. For he talked about prophecies that he saw fulfilled. He talked about them countless times, like the prophecy of Al-Akram, which had not been fulfilled, and he saw it fulfilled, filling his writings with it. Okay, so this miracle, the miracle of learning the Arabic language, is more important than the death of Al-Akram. It is the most important thing in the world. Therefore, why did he never discuss it? This is clear evidence that he categorically did not learn the Arabic language in one night, otherwise he would have discussed it. Secondly, none of the witnesses to this miracle have discussed it within the context of being compelled that it occurred. No one ever discussed their feelings regarding it. Have you ever heard of a prophet learning a language in one night? It did not happen. Rather, in his book, Present for Rواية, the founder said, there is no miracle or supernatural matter common to one of the prophets, except that he shares it with thousands of people. Okay, so who was involved in this miracle, or who shared it? Because he himself was never attributed with the claim that he learned the language. But according to him, later he did learn 40,000 somethings, which we shall discuss shortly. But whatever this 40,000 was, who participated in it from your community? Is it the 5th Caliph, for example, or the 4th? Did they learn the Arabic language in 20 nights, or in one from among the thousands in the Arabic language in 1,000 nights? If this is what happened, then say so. But this did not happen. No one ever participated in this miracle. Okay, so where did this story come from? The story that the founder learned the language in one night, given that he never mentioned it, and none of those who were present at it ever mentioned it. It comes from a novel written by a person named Ghulam Nabi Sid, which was in the year 1921. Since that date, people began to talk about it. For example, the 2nd Caliph wrote a book, I think in the year 1912, the name of which is The Seerah of the Promised Messiah, and he did not discuss learning the Arabic language in one night. For example, Abdul Karim al-Siyakuti wrote a book with this title, roughly, and he never discussed this. After 1921, when Ghulam Nabi Sid first mentioned this issue, the ending became known in the community, did no one say to him, "Oh dear man, we confirm by the other witness with us"? They dare not. We see a clear error, and it does not move anyone. And this is from, the most important catastrophe in the community. They see the error, but they do not lift a finger, and this is from the time of the founder. Once, or more than once, he wrote that the number of Muslims in the world is 900 million. And once he wrote that it was 940 million, and once 400 million, and then it was 200 million during this time. Okay. Oh community, why didn't someone tell him that this is not true? Why do these numbers spread? They do not have the motivation. Even the community, they do not have the initiative to say that an error is an error. And with these bargains, there are hundreds of millions who do not dare to tell the Caliph what is happening. Silence in the face of evil is the most important characteristic of this community, I am extremely sorry to say. And it is enough to say that they are not on the right path. Let's return to our subject and read the novel of Ghulam Nabi Seat, which has not been found since being rescinded. None have been found who objected. None have been found who said, "Come, let us ask those who were in attendance in the year 1921." And many of the people are still alive. What does this say? Mirza Bashir Ahmed, the founder's son, says, "Ghulam Nabi Seat told me, once I was in Qadian, and the promised Messiah was undertaking to write a mirror of the Camelot of Islam as guidance for the community on how to report the scholars and the mystics from all corners. They began to exchange views on this matter, and he told the promised Messiah that he should write a book in Arabic for them, and he responded, 'But the problem is that I am not good at it, but I will write in Urdu and we'll translate it together.' Then he entered his home, and when he returned, something was written in Arabic. And when he saw Maulawi Nur al-Din and Maulawi Abdul Karim, it was astounding, to the extent that Maulawi Abdul Karim said, 'I have read a lot of Arabic, but I have not seen such magnificent Arabic.' And the promised Messiah said, 'I have God's call in this regard, for I learned from him 40,000 items from Arabic, by which I mean 40,000 roots of the Arabic language.' What this man, Ghulam Nabi Seat, says has no basis at all. The founder himself discusses this night, which is January the 12th, 1893. He says it in the introduction to the book Tabligh, and that book is an appendix to the book Mirror of the Camelot of Islam, which Ghulam Nabi Seat discusses. The founder said, 'I intended to compose this message. By this I mean this book, Tabligh, in the Urdu language. However, it is apparent to me, based on some spiritual indications I received yesterday, that this message must be authored in Arabic. That's it, nothing more. There is no one night, no 40,000 roots, and no performance of miracles. Based on spiritual indications, there is no story here. There is no clear verbal inspiration telling him to write in Arabic. No, these are indications, spiritual indications, he received yesterday. He did not disclose regarding it. He did not say anything about a decision to write it in Arabic. We shall see later why he wrote this book in Arabic. Why was it at this particular time? I may talk about it in the second episode. Regarding this novel, the novel of Ghulam Nabi Seat, it was first rejected by the words of the founder himself. Secondly, as I said, besides him, no one who was in attendance ever discussed it. Thirdly, the same person who narrated it, Bashir Ahmad, did not take it up. He did not take it up, while he did not object to it as it remains. For what did he write in this book, Silsila Ahmadiyya? He writes, 'When God called the promised Messiah to the service of Islam, he endowed him with the learning of the Quran. Furthermore, the Most High, in addition to that, granted him knowledge of Arabic in a supernatural manner, in that he faced the challenge of the academies in writing in Arabic for the first time in an interview in 1893. And a little after that, he announced that he had learned from God, the Most High, 40,000 items from it, from the Arabic language. God, the Most High, gave him a complete ability in the Arabic language, wherein no one, whether an Indian, an Egyptian, or a Syrian, can confront him. Look at the words. He says, he faced the challenge in the year 1893. Then after a little. What is a little? 5 minutes? 4 hours? A little is 3 years. This is because the founder wrote about the 40,000 items in the year 1896 in his book Maktub Ahmad. And it is a supplement to the book Akibatu Athib. This Maktub Ahmad is in the Arabic language, and I will read from this text in a while. A little is 3 years, because the founder did not mention 40,000 items, or 40,000 of what I will mention, except after 3 years from that. However, the founder did not say that he learnt it in one night. This one night, he didn't mention it. Regarding the novels or the great events, they are astounding, incredible. Cannot one person narrate it? If one person could tell the story, we would reject the fiction of it. Because this is a story, or a great event, it must be that the people see it. And, I mean, it greatly affects them. They would express their feelings and relate to people what happened to them and what their relationship is to this event. As it is when an earthquake, or an occupation, or a military attack occurs. Are you told this by one person? And like this great miracle, as long as it is told by only one person, it is not true. Okay, they have made themselves happy.
Did only Ghulam Nabi Sid say this?
No. The second caliph, in more than one place,
And in 2 places, in Al-Tafsir Al-Kabir,
stressed that the founder learned Arabic in one night and learned 40,000 roots. Okay, why did he not inquire? Why did he not inquire as to those who attended? Why did he not take the story from them? Why did he not mention their feelings? The second caliph was 4 years old in 1893. He definitely was not in attendance at the miracle,
but took it from Ghulam Nabi Sid.
and as I said, he did not mention it in 1912 in his book about Sirah of the founder. He says, God taught him in one night 40,000 items from the Arabic language, and after that he undertook to challenge the scholars in Al-Tafsir Al-Kabir in the first part. Here, according to his words in Al-Tafsir Al-Kabir, in the Surat Al-Mumin, the believers, the promised Messiah said that God taught me, indeed taught me 40,000 items from the Arabic language in one night. And they wrote in Al-Tafsir Al-Kabir the reference Akibatu Athim, I mean the book Akibatu Athim. And this book does not have in it one night. It does have in it 40,000 roots. I will now read the text of the founder. He says, regarding the completeness of my Arabic tongue with the smallness of my effort and inadequacy of my desire, it is a clear mandate from my Lord to show to the people my knowledge in my literature. Does it confront the masses of offenders? Concerning me for that, I learned 40,000 words from the Arabic language. What is the Arabic language? The Arabic dialects? The Arabic compositions? The Arabic grammar? The Arabic roots? Mysterious. Nothing. And, I mean, the field has been opened up until this hour for the Ahmadis to interpret this expression. Why do they express interpretations that you do not understand? Why the mystery? What's 40,000 from the Arabic language? Enumerate 1,000 of these 40,000, my brother. 10. We do not need 1,000. Did the founder know Arabic from before? from before the year 1893. In the book Al-Barahin, which was released in the 1880s, the introduction was in the Arabic language, providing evidence of his level of acceptance, at that time. Good, he knows the Arabic language. For example, in the book Shahnat Haq, this book is from the year 1887, but he transmitted it from an article he wrote in the year 1879 or 1881, and likewise he said this or that. He writes, "We established that the Hindu name was given to this people for a period before the advent of Islam, the Indian people. And I remember that I wrote in that response a verse of 7 odes, and it was of a period before the spread of Islam, and it is, the injustice which was close to the most severe torture on the name, on the person, from the occurrence of the Muhannad sword." This verse of the odes is for Tudfa bin al-Abd, as it is known. In the year 1879, the founder was able to infer from the verse of Tudfa bin al-Abd. Most of the people in the Arab world are not able to do this today. They are not able to do this, and they are not able to draw a conclusion from it, that the name Hindu was taken from the Arabic language. This is a proficiency in the Arabic language to a very high degree. This proficiency was from the year 1879, and not from the year 1893. Let us read what he says in Lisan al-Arab. He says, "Originally, Hindiization is the work of India. It is called the Muhannad sword, and it is Indian if it works for the nation of India and it strengthens the work of it. The Muhannad sword is a sword forged from Indian steel, and India is the name of the country, etc." This. He read Lisan al-Arab, and he read the odes, and he was able to extract from the verse as necessary. That this is very proficient. Okay. The founder says in the book Izalat al-Awham from 1891, in tracing as far as possible the verse of ancient and modern Arabs, the poems, and the organized and scattered words, I realized in depth that in a word comes the actuality of fulfillment, etc. He speaks about realizing in depth the verse of the Arabs, ancient and modern, in the poems. In the organized and scattered words, he realized in depth. Then he says, informed people know about language books, like the dictionary and al-Sihah, etc. He discusses the dictionary and al-Sihah. This is very proficient. This is before the miracle, of which they said he learned it from scratch or from something simple. He who realizes in depth from ancient and modern poetry, this is not an ordinary person. His information is not simple. This person conducted a deep study. However, is this his verse? What happened after that? This is another issue. We will come to this shortly, but it is important to refute the idea of the one night and the 40,000 roots. All of this has no basis at all. However, after that, when the people said to him, Masha Allah, regarding these writings, look at what he took up in his sayings. He says of himself, I browsed collections of literary books. When did he say that? The year 1907. Oh brother, you said little before that you had delved in depth into the ancient and modern poetry. And now you say, I browsed collections of literary books. This is in the book Al-Istifta. And it is not from those who have breastfed from eloquence, and with that, as much as possible, it is for humanity to contest this epic. This is the issue. They were afraid to compete. With that we shall discuss him. This issue is not like that one time. Okay, what he says in the text, we read it, the last text, in the descent of the Messiah. Look at this text. I am certain that it is the word of God, just as I am convinced that I speak with my own tongue and hear with my own ears. How can I deny it? It has shown me the face of God the Most High, and that continues to quench me with the water of knowledge, like a well of cold water, and refreshes me like a fresh breeze with each summer heat, and bestows upon me languages with which I have not been acquainted. With which I have not been acquainted? Like English, Sanskrit, and Hebrew? We will see. And the matter was proven through the great verses that it is the word of God, the Most High, and it opened unto me a treasure of knowledge and facts, of which my entire nation was ignorant. It bestowed upon me, from time to time, specific and outdated words with which I was not acquainted, from Arabic or English or other languages. I challenge whether one word in English or another language, such as Sanskrit, is outdated. Concerning the Arabic revelation, give me one word that is outdated. None of this is true. O community, I repeat the text. It bestowed upon me also languages with which I was not acquainted, such as English, Sanskrit, and Hebrew. I will deal with each of the revelations in Sanskrit, Hebrew, and English in the next episode, but as for Arabic, I will discuss it quickly and in summary. The matter was proven through the great verses that it is the word of God the Most High. I will deal with these texts and we shall see. We repeat the reading of this text. It opened unto me a treasure of knowledge and facts, of which my entire nation was ignorant. Where are they? Where are these facts and knowledge in the textual revelation in Sanskrit, which were imparted, and in Hebrew, which were imparted, and in English, which are very, very ordinary words, prosaic to the utmost? If you think, O people, do you want to keep silent about all of this? Do you want to hide all of these facts? We will meet again in the next episode. Peace be upon you and God's mercy and his blessings.